Welcome to another Guerrilla Sports Off Court. I am your host for tonight's post-game live reaction, Liv Moods, and this is presented by Trusted American Mortgage. Trusted American salary-based mortgage consultants want to help you get into a better interest rate and lower your monthly payments. So head to trustedamerican.com to see how they can help you save money today.
Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another post-game live reaction show following the Denver Nuggets home game against the Los Angeles Lakers, where they just got outplayed for 4 quarters. I don't know what else to say. We're going to get into how this all came about. Of course, I have to start the top of the show by giving kudos to the Lakers. I am a very big Lakers troll. I have talked a lot of trash, and for good reason. The Nuggets have been pretty dominant against the Lakers over the last few years, and I do understand, Nuggets fans, if you're listening, that the real get back, the real revenge is the Lakers beating the Nuggets in the playoffs. I think that's what Lakers fans want, and that truly would be the best revenge. One game in a season, a very long season, doesn't prove that the Lakers are back on top over the Denver Nuggets, but I will say the Lakers did look very, very impressive tonight. They were absolutely prepared to take on this Denver Nuggets team, and I think the way that the Los Angeles Lakers face the Denver Nuggets tonight, the way that they were prepared for the Denver Nuggets tonight, is something that teams across the league can be taking note of, because when you've got the best player in the world on your team, every game feels winnable. Every game feels like you've got a chance, and every season feels like you have potential to be a championship team. All of that to say, the Lakers were very prepared to slow down not only Nikola Jokic, but the entire Denver Nuggets team. This Nuggets team looked out of sorts. This Nuggets team looked sloppy. This Nuggets team just did not look good at all. Just when you think that the Denver Nuggets are finding their footing and becoming a team that is a force to be reckoned with, and I still believe that they can be. They're on a 9-game win streak. You go for 10 against a team that you've been dominating time and time again over the last couple of seasons. It's not going to be easy. And I knew that. It doesn't look like the Nuggets knew that, but I certainly did. I think most Nuggets fans knew this was not going to be a walk in the park. And I think it's been an interesting transition for Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers. It hasn't happened as quickly, that firepower on offense for this team all kind of clicking at once hasn't happened until tonight. Tonight was, in my opinion, one of the best games that the Lakers have played this season, and one of the worst games that the Nuggets have played this season. And I think it is very, very fair for Nuggets fans everywhere to feel concerned about the fact that when this Nuggets team goes against great teams this season, they struggle really bad. Their deficiencies are on full display. They get exposed quite a bit up against good teams. So while we do see this team winning 12 of 15 in a stretch, and then we see them going on a 9-game heater, it's easy to get excited, but also the reality is, who are they playing? What is their strength of schedule? Can they do what they were doing in that 9-game win streak against good teams, playoff teams, teams that are high seeded in the Western Conference? We know they can beat good teams. We've seen them be competitive against OKC this season. Again, you watch them against the Celtics, you watch them against the Cavs, you watch them against the Knicks, you watch them against the Timberwolves, you watch them now against the Lakers, and it does feel like all of the good things we've been seeing from this Nuggets team just really, they fall apart. They really, really do. And I have to give, before I talk about what the Nuggets did wrong, because it did feel like there was a lot that they did wrong, I do want to talk about what the Lakers did right, because I did feel like the Lakers did a lot right tonight. They really forced Jokic to be uncomfortable. They were defending Jokic very, very well. Just to put things in perspective for you, Jokic had 12 points in this one. He did still end with a triple-double, but having only 7 shot attempts for Nikola Jokic is kind of unheard of. He was 2 of 7 from the field, and we watched this Lakers team not only outplay the Denver Nuggets for 4 quarters, but they actually outcoached the Denver Nuggets as well. There was a huge coaching advantage here for the Lakers. And I'm not going to sit here and talk poorly about Coach Malone for an entire show, but it was very obvious that the Lakers had a coaching advantage here. They forced Nikola Jokic to pass in this game. And the problem is, nobody was making their shots. Nobody seemed to be really dialed in this game. MPJ just looked off, to the point where there was moments where I was like, bench him. Like, he's doing more harm than good. As much as I love Russell Westbrook, even moments with Russell Westbrook, I was like, God, these turnovers absolutely have been a problem for this Nuggets team all season long. Again, on full display tonight against this Lakers team, who protected the ball pretty well on their side, and they were also making their shots. We know this Denver Nuggets team all season has struggled defensively. Their defensive identity is all over the place. When they want to tap into that defense, I feel like they can. But tonight, their backs were against the wall. They really just did not ever stand a chance against this Lakers team. I don't think one time in this game did they take a lead. They got it within one, but the Lakers, there you have it, right in front of you. Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Hachimura, you name it, they were not missing. And I think that's a very big reflection of how bad this Nuggets defense was tonight and how little they showed up defensively. And we've seen this many times this season. So it does make you kind of wonder as a fan, as much as I want to give credit to my favorite team who I love and adore and want to see them do really great things this season, it does make you wonder, I mean, is the defense even capable of getting where it needs to be this season? The Lakers had defensive answers for this Nuggets team. They did not give Nikola Jokic any opportunities to be the offensive machine that we know he can be. In forcing him, and I'll be honest, Nikola Jokic got to the line quite a bit more than we normally see. I have complained before that he, doesn't get the calls that he deserves. He got them tonight. He got to the line. He had 10 free throw attempts. He made 8 of those free throw attempts. 8 of 10 from the free throw line. And he normally doesn't get to the line as much as I think he should. He really was forced to get to the line in this game, and that's where we saw those 12 points come from. He was 2 of 7 from the field as well, but they really forced Nikola Jokic to turn into a passer, and nobody else was reliable enough offensively for the Nuggets to stay alive in this game. The Lakers weren't missing their shots. Again, a huge reflection of this Nuggets defense and them just kind of getting exposed tonight. I do want to take a second. I do see a lot of comments coming in. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be Lakers fans, rightfully so, getting in the comment section and trolling. You guys have deserved that. You've earned that right tonight, no doubt about it. This comment here, the Nuggets needed this punch in the mouth. I agree with you, but I think my concern is we've seen them get punched in the mouth before. We've seen them lose to good teams. So this shouldn't be any different than any of the other times. And you would think those losses would have prompted, a little bit more of a priority in their defensive approach. And again, this was kind of a reflection of when you have a team that prioritizes Jokic defensively and seriously slows/stops Nikola Jokic in a game, it's about the same as not having him. And we know what those non-Jokic minutes look like. It is exposing this Nuggets team for relying a little too much on Nikola Jokic. Yes, it's very easy to do that because of who he is and the level in which that he plays every time he's on the floor. But there's obviously too much reliability on Nikola Jokic because when he's absent, either because he's not playing, he's on the bench, or he is being locked up, this Nuggets team doesn't have an answer. I want to give a shout out to Aaron Gordon, 4 of 7 from the 3-point line, 24 points for him. He truly, to me, was the best offensive player tonight, mostly because he had to be, with Nikola Jokic only having 12, only having 7 attempts from the field, 13 for MPJ, 1 of 4 from 3, 5 of 14 from the field. Nikola Jokic, like I said, with 12. Jamal Murray had some pretty good moments in there. He was 6 of 11 from 3. You're used to Jamal Murray against the Lakers just being like godly. We didn't see that level from Jamal Murray tonight. But again, defensively, this Lakers team had an answer for the Denver Nuggets. And I want to talk about Strother. Give me your guys' thoughts on Strother, because I'm starting to get as much as I love Strother. Let me also put out there, I love Strother. We've seen what he can be coming off of the bench for this Denver Nuggets team. But I'm starting to get concerned in his ability to play defense without fouling. It seems like that is the only thing that comes out of him playing defense. Tonight, it was on full display. He was in foul trouble within the first, 4 or 5 minutes of the game. That was very concerning to me. Yeah, I don't know. I truly, it's a really tough thing because Strother is one of those guys offensively that can light it up. We've seen that. When he comes off the bench, we've seen that. We know what he can do from the 3-point line. We know how lethal he can be, but defensively, he was kind of a liability tonight, folks. And the turnovers were absolutely a liability tonight. And again, as much as I want to say this Nuggets team has got it this year and they can make a deep run and they can do really great things this season, it just feels like against good teams, they're exposed. And that's concerning for me as a fan, of course. And I have to just Oh, no, 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 no. Don't want you to think we're blaming Julian for this loss. No, 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 no. Listen, I love Julian Strother. And he, let's also not forget he's young. There's still some developmental things that he's going to go through, that he's going to work through. We've seen him be so hot this season that you kind of forget how young he is and the fact that he is still learning, right? We didn't get to see him play last season. So some of this is kind of a learn as you go. We know that the Nuggets will see the Lakers here in a couple of weeks. So there is hopefully a chance for them to kind of straighten things up a little bit and learn from this loss, get punched in the mouth, get a little humbled. You know, when you're riding that 9-game win streak, eventually that will end. We know this. I knew this. I knew it was going to end. And I know when you're playing a team like the Lakers, who just made a very big change, by the way, adding Luka Doncic to your team is never going to be a negative. It's only going to be a positive. Now, does it fix your issues? I'm not saying that, but let's not forget this is still Luka Doncic. I also did take to my Twitter and say I'm happy for Luka, and a bunch of Nuggets fans really did not appreciate that tweet. I appreciate good basketball players. I appreciate talent. I love watching good basketball. Luka is a great basketball player, and tonight he looked the happiest he's looked in a while. I love that for him. It would be weird of me to be a hater just because, I mean, trust me, guys. Do I like seeing him in a purple jersey? Absolutely not. Out of any team, if you asked me which team I want Luka Doncic to play on, the last one would have been the Lakers. I don't want him playing for this team, but he's on this team. He has a very important role on this team. I think a lot of people doubted what this trade was going to do for the Lakers. Obviously, I went into this game saying, okay, Anthony Davis is not playing. Jokic, he might have a field day out there. The Lakers absolutely, shout out to JJ Redick. They had a game plan. They executed it well. They outplayed the Nuggets for 4 quarters, and they outcoached the Denver Nuggets. They came into this game far more prepared than the Denver Nuggets did, and it was very clear the entire game. There was not one moment that I was like, oh yeah, we can do this. No, truly, I felt doubt from the moment that the game started. I think at one point it was like 6-0, and I was like, yeah, all right, here we go. And I also knew, because we have seen this Nuggets team climb back from a 20-point deficit against the Lakers in a 7-game series. Ooh, playoffs, right? Like Jamal Murray doing the mean mugging thing. We know he can do that. We know he can activate himself in that way. But in this game, I also feel like in other matchups between the Lakers and the Nuggets, Jokic has still been able to find a way. He really couldn't find a way tonight. And again, it's the same thing as those non-Jokic minutes. Again, it's the same argument I use for MVP. This Nuggets team looks completely different when Nikola Jokic is not playing and or is locked up. It is not. I hope that people that watched this game tonight got to genuinely see when Jokic is unavailable, whether by injury, by foul trouble, just sitting the bench, not playing at all, or just being locked up defensively. It is night and day what you get from this Nuggets team. Now, while it's really great to have a player of that caliber, because more often than not, he is on and he can be, the best player in the world any given night. When he's not available, we are seeing how much this Nuggets team relies on Nikola Jokic, which again, wouldn't you? I mean, if you had a Nikola Jokic on your team, wouldn't you? And I talked about this the other day actually on a football show, but now I'm going to talk about it here because I drew this comparison. Yeah, Christian says you lost, get over it. Christian, you must have just tuned into this broadcast, which welcome. I've spent almost this entire show giving credit to the Lakers. So if you want to get in here and look for a reason to be upset with this broadcast, you're not going to find one. I'm not sitting here making excuses for the Denver Nuggets. They played like shit. Okay. And the Lakers did not. The Lakers looked amazing. Best game they've probably played all season long. So if you're looking for me to like continue trolling the Lakers like I normally do, there's nothing for me to troll. You guys won. And you absolutely deserve to. You outplayed the Denver Nuggets for 4 quarters. I don't know why I'm saying you. Christian, you didn't do anything. Neither did I. But the Lakers outplayed the Nuggets for 4 quarters. They were outcoached the entire 4 quarters. They had an answer defensively for Nikola Jokic, and it was on full display that the Denver Nuggets rely way too heavily on Nikola Jokic to be their entire offense. So if you're looking for me to sit here and be a sore loser, I'm not going to be one. I'm really not. I love basketball. I love good basketball, and the Lakers played some really damn good basketball tonight. I mean, that's genuinely how I feel. So you're not going to get me feeling sorry for myself and or the Denver Nuggets. If you've tuned into any of these post-game live shows, you would know I am brutally honest about my favorite team. I love this team. I've been a Denver Nuggets fan since Carmelo Anthony with the baby blues on. I love this team. But I'm not afraid to say when this team has some serious things they need to work on. And right now, we got to see that on full display, Christian. I watched the same game you did. So for me to sit here and make excuses for the Denver Nuggets would just be actually affecting my credibility in this space, which I would not do because I take my credibility very seriously. And despite what you may think, I do know ball and I do love ball. And I am a journalist that studied this in college. So no, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm going to say it like it is. The Lakers played great. The Nuggets did not. Okay, moving on from Christian's comment. Got that off my chest. I'm going to go back to the conversation I had on my football show. And I don't want this to sound disrespectful to Nikola Jokic because you guys know that is the last thing I will ever do is disrespect Nikola Jokic. I am Team Jokic in just about every regard. But we were talking about how the quarterbacks have evolved in the NFL. How old school quarterbacks like Tom Brady, they may not have been overly athletic. Meaning, see, you're going to hear that and you're going to be like, what is this woman talking about? Meaning, they're not running out of the pocket super fast and they're not using their strength to body defenders. You know, they were in the pocket, they were cool, calm, collected, and they had a very high IQ. They read defenses so well that they didn't need to leave the pocket. They knew exactly what the defenses were going to do. They could read them very well at a very high level so they could stay in the pocket and be cool, calm, collected, and they played more with their brain. They played smarter football. Now you see these young quarterbacks that are just freaking athletic. They're fast, they're strong, they can move. They're just freak athletes. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think I prefer a little bit more of the mental stuff personally, but we're seeing these quarterbacks get more and more athletic, especially these young ones. I make the same comparison a little bit with like the LeBrons versus the Jokic's, right? Don't misunderstand me when I say Jokic is less athletic than LeBron James. You can say I'm being a hater, but I'm not. LeBron James is just freaking athletic. The dude is 40 years old, and there was not one person slowing him down tonight. He is a monster. He's strong, and he taps into that, which elevates his basketball. He is a phenomenal basketball player for many reasons. He also has a very high IQ. But then you watch players like Nikola Jokic, who, when they're absolutely getting locked up all game long, he doesn't tap into that strength. He doesn't tap into that athleticism. He's still relying on his high basketball IQ to get him out of trouble. But when you've got a Lakers team that's playing and tapping into that athleticism, they look stronger than the Denver Nuggets tonight. That was one of the biggest things I noticed watching that game. Like, there is a huge discrepancy here in strength. And I think that's what really hurt this Nuggets team tonight. Playing with Nikola Jokic, I think, has elevated all of the players around him in the sense of their IQ around the game has gotten better. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But then you've got a LeBron James-led team where they're super athletic. They're strong, they're fast, they're quick. And that's, to me, what I was watching on full display. It's like, yes, Jokic's IQ, his high basketball IQ sets him above the rest a lot of the time. But what makes LeBron James so special is at 40 years old, he's still the strongest one on the floor. Like, he's a monster. So that to me was a big discrepancy in this game. And it kind of brought me back to the football show we did the other day where I was like, some of these old school quarterbacks are more on the mental side of football. Some of these newer school quarterbacks are more into the athletic side of being a quarterback. And so Nikola Jokic, while his IQ is higher than most, if not the rest in the league, that to me was what I saw as like a big weakness for this Nuggets team. They just didn't look aggressive enough. They didn't look strong enough. Do I think they can be stronger and more aggressive? Yes, I do. But I also think that's not a game that they tap into very often. You know, the strongest guy out there, in my opinion, is Aaron Gordon, and he's been out the majority of the season with injury. So we are seeing him in a really great spot tonight, right? With 24 points. He was 4 of 7 from the 3-point line. So he can be that guy. We know he can. You've got a Christian Brown who does play very aggressive and very strong, and he makes an impact tonight. He had 10 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal. But again, it's something that I'm concerned about with OKC. You know, size will matter. Don't run with that. Don't run with that. But size does matter. In the game of basketball, size matters. So that to me was something that was really exposed for this Nuggets team, is that I think they play a very smart game. And I kept saying at the beginning of this matchup, just play your game, Nuggets, play your game, because they do play a very smart game of basketball, and that's their advantage most games. But they got outperformed in many, many ways. Everyone's saying pause. Yeah. Listen, I told you not to run with it. You're running with it. Look at you go. But no, seriously, I think that was something that I really felt like, you know, I want to see Jokic more aggressive, both offensively and defensively. And normally the smart basketball that he plays is enough, but tonight it was not. It wasn't. I mean, they had an answer for him and he didn't know how to respond to it. So I got to give the praise and the kudos to the Lakers, because they just played better basketball for 4 quarters. I don't know what else to say. The turnovers for the Denver Nuggets, so help me God, like I'm just to the point now where like they've got to stop. They have got to stop. It's not good. The turnovers are not good. You put yourself in a position to seriously, when you lose the turnover battle as badly as the Nuggets did tonight, if you guys are not aware, I can go ahead and let you know. The Nuggets had 20 turnovers tonight. The Lakers had 8. Points off of turnovers, you may ask? Yeah, the Lakers had 39 points off of turnovers. You're not going to win a basketball game that way. The turnovers were driving me up an effing wall. They were making me sick. And that's something we've actually seen this Nuggets team struggle with quite a bit over the course of the season. But tonight it was really, really bad. By the way, we will have all of our post-game pressers from Coach Malone. I can actually tell you who's speaking tonight. You'll have Coach Malone, you'll have Jamal, you'll have AG. Yeah, and then you'll probably have Nikola Jokic way, way later this evening. So just know that you can head to the Guerrilla Sports YouTube and to check out all of the post-game presser clips. We're probably not going to have them for tonight's show, just because I knew I was going to want to get on here and just rant it out, get it off my chest. Yeah, I knew that's what I was going to want to do tonight. I will tell you, defense to me was the X factor. The defensive game plan that the Lakers came into this matchup with was exquisite. My fear is there's going to be a lot of teams that watched tonight's game that said, now we know. Now we know how to beat this Nuggets team. Now we know their biggest weakness, which is without Nikola Jokic, they are harmless. Not a fear in sight. I mean, double team, maybe triple team Nikola Jokic, you're probably good for a dub against the Mile High City. That's how tonight felt. Now, I don't want to believe that. I refuse to believe that, actually. I'm not going to let myself go down that path, because that would be super negative Nancy of me. I'm not going to do that to my team. I'm just not. But when Jokic is locked down the way that he was, it's almost like the Nuggets don't know how to function. It's like their oxygen tank ran out of oxygen and they don't know what to do. So that is something that this Nuggets team is going to have to prioritize. We already know that the Denver Nuggets do not live and die by the three like everybody else. Fine. If you don't want to do that, fine. Nobody's forcing you to, but you have to be able to open up the floor and create offensive opportunities when Nikola Jokic is MIA because the defense is prioritizing him, which any NBA defense out there playing Denver, that should be your priority right there. But you have to be able to have guys that aren't Nikola Jokic that can open up the floor and create offensive opportunities without turning the ball over. Oh me, oh my. That's the problem right there. I mean, you've got guys trying to step into Jokic's shoes because Jokic is MIA because the defense is locking him down. And every time you think it's going to be what we've seen all season long, which is that this Nuggets team is the best passing team in the NBA, it's a turnover. I mean, for God's sake, like, ay. And the perimeter defense. Let's talk about the discrepancy in 3-point shooting as well, because between turnovers and 3-point shooting, oh my God, it was even. 16 of 41 for both teams. I'm going to be honest with you. I think because I was being so negative the whole game, my brain blacked out every 3-pointer that the Nuggets made tonight, except for Aaron Gordon's. I was feeling really good about those. I felt like the Lakers were draining threes all game long. Again, they weren't, clearly. Pretty evenly matched from the 3-point line, actually. So those turnovers, 39 points off of turnovers. The Nuggets had 20. The Lakers had 8. You cannot allow that. And I'm sorry, MPJ, when Nikola Jokic only has 7 shot attempts from the field, you can't have 13 points. It simply won't do. MPJ to me looks very off. What's frustrating right now about MPJ is this. At one point, and let me check actually to see what he finished with from a rebounding perspective. 8. Okay, I'm not horribly mad about that. The amount of times that I watch MPJ do this during a game, feet aren't moving. He is watching the ball go into the net the same way I am from my couch. What the hell? Move your feet. Defensively, MPJ is starting to fluster me a bit. It's bad. And I was very anti-trading MPJ because I really think he does bring value. And I always said, if you're going to replace him with another shooter, the size advantage that MPJ has to me is one of his strengths. It's one of the things that makes him an X factor. But if he's not utilizing the size, then what's it matter? I mean, what's it matter? His defensive effort is just really bad. So I'd be willing to give a little bit of grace that he's not, shooting the best in any given night because he has been extremely inconsistent in that regard. But me, oh my, between MPJ and Nikola Jokic, the defensive effort is embarrassing actually. And full transparency, I have to say it, I am team MVP race should be a lot tighter, and there's no world in which Shea should be a -500 favorite. You guys have heard me rant about that many a times, and I stand by all of that. But my God, Jokic, the defensive effort is really not helping your case. There's very little that Nikola Jokic does wrong in my eyes, and that's just me being a fan, and that's me being, also a legitimate basketball watcher that knows what Nikola Jokic does is the best in the world. And he's just different, and there's really no way to describe him, and there's really nobody like him. I can acknowledge all of those things, but defensively, oh man, it's bad. him and MPJ, it's bad. I mean, it sometimes is to the point where it's just such a slap in the face to the rest of your team that's trying to hustle. There was one point in the game where I was like, why is Russell Westbrook the only person fighting for a rebound right now? Everybody else's feet were planted. Planted. When I played in a game last year in a little Denver celebrity game situation, my feet moved more than MPJ's did. Now, most of the time my feet were moving because I was running to the sideline thinking I was going to throw up blood, but that's besides the point. I felt like I gave more of a defensive, effort and hustle than MPJ does on any given night. Like, it's starting to become pretty frustrating. So that is for sure something that, I don't know. The defense for the Nuggets will be their demise for sure. It absolutely will. Let's get to some of these comments before we wrap things up. I won't keep you guys all night long. I had to, of course, just say Daddy Luca own ya, make it even. I mean, he sure did tonight, didn't he? Woo! I'm not gonna argue with you there. Turnovers costed us this game. Yeah, brutal. Sloppy effing ball. And I already know for a fact Coach Malone is peeved about their performance tonight. But you know what? Some of the stuff Coach Malone was pulling in this one I wasn't super fond of. So hopefully there's some accountability there as well. Let's see. I'm looking through some of these comments, you guys, just so I can give you a little recognition. Say what's up. Lakers will own Nuggets from now on. Settle down. Okay? Settle down. This same Lakers team just lost to the Hornets. Like, just take a breath, all right? Just take a breath. I'll give you the credit where it's due, which is tonight. The Lakers looked amazing, but let's not get ahead of ourselves now. Oh, yeah. Guys, I have like a little fuzzy. There it is. My gosh. 12-14 versus teams above 500. Yeah. And that's what I said earlier on the show. Like, that's where the concern is really setting in for me is like, okay, who is this Nuggets team against good teams? Like, they kind of feel mediocre at times against good teams, and that's concerning. Because the Western Conference is not to be F around and find out. That's all I'm going to say. Like, you keep playing with your food. You keep bebopping on defense. Like, okay, go ahead. See where that gets you in the Western Conference. You're not going to like it. It's not going to be fun for you. I promise. This comment says, now we got to deal with the Lakers delusionals. Listen, I am just going to and I'm actually like, I'm very interested now to just like look at my phone for a split second and see what the mentions are looking like. I'm sure mine are filled. Oh yeah, people pulling up. Somebody pulled up this thing of me saying that like Russell Westbrook was not washed. And they said, how did you like that ass whooping? I didn't like it. Like, common sense will tell you I didn't like that at all. I mean, that's the funniest thing about it, though. Unlike Lakers fans, now here's where I'll just do my last little rant before we get out of here. Unlike Lakers fans, I can tuck my tail, and this is the best part about it. Most of the Lakers fans out there get to log out of their Twitter at night, lay their head on their little pilly, and wake up the next day and act like it never happened. I have to put myself in front of a camera and talk about it. Now, here's the difference between me and most delusional Lakers fans. I can get on camera to 2,000 plus people and admit when I'm wrong. By the way, when I trolled you, I wasn't wrong. The proof was in the record. So let's not act like I pulled numbers out of my behind to troll you. The proof was in the sweep in 2023 and the gentleman's sweep thereafter. I didn't make that up. Your team dropped the ball, not mine. So let's not act like I trolled just because. I had a damn good reason to troll Lakers fans, okay? The difference is I can get on my show with 2,000 plus people and say, kudos, Lakers. What a beautiful game of basketball. Now, where Lakers fans just need their little tiny egos boosted up a little bit is they go, yes, Now I can go to that bookmarked tweet from 2024 on December 2nd on a Tuesday when Liv tweeted this, like, damn, get a hobby. Please get a hobby. I mean, I can promise you I will get on my own page and acknowledge when the Lakers do something good. The thing is, when I was trolling for so many different weeks, months, seasons, I had a reason to. I didn't make up the sweep or the gentleman's sweep. I didn't make those things up. Those things happened. They were real. I know you like to pretend they didn't happen. They absolutely did. That's the difference between me and you. I can get on here and say, Lakers, that was a great game. I can get on here and say, I'm happy for Luka Doncic. I can get on here and say, the Nuggets were outplayed and outcoached for 4 straight quarters. I can say that. You guys can't say that. You struggle with that. You really struggle with that. Rather than admitting when you're wrong about Russell Westbrook in Denver or the Denver Nuggets being this, that, whatever, you go into your little computers with all that free time you have and you make a Rochelle Westbrook edit, which, by the way, I'm not mad at. Let me let you in on a little secret. I actually got a call from someone very close to Russell Westbrook that said, we see it, we appreciate it, nothing but love from our side of things. Okay. See what happens when you say something and you stand by it and you say it with your chest and you don't let these little weirdo Lakers trolls tell you what you should and shouldn't think? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Chef's kiss. Okay. So, yeah, that's the difference between me and you. I can get on here with 2,000 people and say, Lakers, that was great. That was great. What else is there to say? You played a really great game. You just beat the Denver Nuggets, finally, by 23 points. I have nothing to say. I mean, hello? So that's the difference, you know? I mean, please go dig up the tweets, go do what you got to do, whatever's going to help you sleep tonight. But just know I'm fully aware of what that game looked like. Trust me, not happy about it. Trust me, not making excuses for it at all. Okay? Not making excuses at all. The Nuggets did not play well whatsoever. They did not play well. So I'm willing to acknowledge when the Lakers deserve their praise, and I'm willing to acknowledge when the Nuggets need to figure it the F out. And guess what? We're in figure it the F out mode. Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. So yeah, I you know, that's the thing about it. Lakers fans, I think you guys are waiting for me to you're waiting for the lip. I don't know why this camera keeps moving like this, guys. I apologize. Just bear with me on that one. But yeah, Lakers fans, I'm gonna give you your kudos tonight. Like, what do you want from me? There's nothing to say. The Nuggets looked like dog doo-doo, and the Lakers did not. I mean, it's pretty simple. But don't act like me trolling was just like I just did that just because. I had a pretty good reason to do it. You know? So anyway, that's all from me tonight. The Nuggets, not liking what we saw tonight, not looking great. Against great teams, against good competitive teams right now, the Nuggets are looking pretty mediocre from time to time. Don't love that for us. Really don't love that for us. It's actually not, it's not great. So hopefully this is a punch in the mouth because I know it is hard to have a 9-game. Yes, we want you to crash out. You won't get me to crash out. I promise you. If anybody out there who does not know me personally knew the things in my life I have lived through, survived through, pushed through, I promise you a Laker troll on Twitter is not going to be what makes me crash out. I literally promise. Like, this isn't a flex, but I survived a school shooting. I think I can do a lot in this world. Like, I trust me when I say Lakers trolls, it's really and I love it. I love going back and forth. By the way, I really do. Like, there are times where I will see a Lakers troll response and I laugh. Like, I'm going to give you guys credit. Some of you are very funny. Some of you are just a little too genuinely butthurt, and that's when I'm like, all right, game's over. Like, we're not doing this. Like, your feelings are actually hurt right now, and that was not the point of this. So I'll tell you right now, I can give credit to some Lakers trolls out there. You guys are good. You're creative. You're funny. I love it. I love going back and forth. I love the banter. But yeah, I promise. A Lakers troll is not going to be my crash out. Again, that's the difference between me and Lakers fans. Lakers fans will crash out over a basketball game. They will crash out over LeBron James. It's not that deep for me. It's not. Like, I crash out over like the IRS bugging me. Like, that's my crash out. Like, please leave me alone. This is a lot. I don't want to deal, you know? Like, please back off. A Lakers troll? Nah. No, that doesn't really feel like something worth crashing out over. But either way, Lakers looked amazing. I'm happy for Luka. Luka seems to be very happy. He looked very happy. I do also think Nuggets fans, I feel like we get this. I do think Luka loves sharing a court with Nikola Jokic. They are really good friends. So maybe that was also some of his positivity there. I'm sure they went back and forth bantering with each other pregame and whatever else. But the Lakers looked great. Luka, I just hope he's in a position where he's appreciated and they know what they've got. I think the Mavericks are just I can't figure out what they were thinking with that one, but yeah, this is a really great opportunity for the Nuggets to get punched in the mouth and figure it out. But they have been punched in the mouth before this season. I thought they would have figured it out by now and they have not. So that's the tough thing about it. So we will see. Oh, there is a super chat. Let me get to that super chat and then we will get out of here. Super chat, Liv, who is tougher? The Lakers or Minnesota, be honest. I mean, historically, Minnesota, but with Luka, I'm going to say the Lakers. Even saying Luka and Lakers in the same sentence, I'm not sure I'm like fully on board with that yet. Like, not on board meaning like I don't like it, but it's just not clicking for my brain yet. But I would probably say the Lakers if I had to pick one. But we also know like the Timberwolves. Actually, I don't. Oh, that's a tough question. I might actually say Timberwolves still. I might say Minnesota. I think I'm going to say Minnesota. Final answer, Minnesota. But either way, I don't want to see either of them in the playoffs. How's that? Okay. I'm getting out of here, you guys, and you should too. Go enjoy your night. Again, not the game we were hoping for at all. Not whatsoever. It was not a great performance by the Nuggets. This camera is starting to just irritate me so bad. I apologize, you guys. I'll figure that out for next time. But yeah, not the game that we were hoping for. If you were a Nuggets fan, of course, if you're not a Nuggets fan, I'm sure you were very excited about tonight. But I appreciate you guys. Again, I want you to know, like, there are really never any hard feelings for me when it comes. Listen, the Lakers played great. I'm going to give them their kudos. So just know you're not going to get me like doubling down when I'm wrong or when the Lakers show up and beat my team. I'm just not going to do that. The reason I've trolled in seasons past is because I've been able to. And Lakers fans know that. You guys know what the domination has looked like the last couple of seasons. That shouldn't be surprising for you. But when I need to give credit where it's due, I absolutely will. I love basketball. I love good basketball. And the Lakers played a lot of good basketball tonight. So all of my shout outs to them, all of my flowers and my kudos to them. This has been another post-game live reaction show with Liv Moods. Guerrilla Sports Off Court, presented by Trusted American Mortgage. Head to trustedamerican.com to see how they can help you save some money by getting you a better interest rate or lowering your monthly payments. Check out our YouTube page to see all of the post-game pressers from tonight. We've got Malone, we've got Jokic, we've got Jamal. I think we also have AG. So check out our YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a follow on all things social and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Go Nuggets. Hopefully we have some more positive post games coming up. But until then, you guys enjoy your night. Have a great weekend. And we will catch you very, very soon for some more Denver Nuggets and NBA coverage with Liv Moods. Bye.